Hey man, what's good, man? We on What Is Mine today. We got Juugboiixantna in the building, man. Gotta say
Sir,
it right, man. How you feeling today?
doing all right, bro. How are you?
Shit, chilling, man. No, we've been talking for a while. It's actually a good thing to finally being bold to talk to you.
Yeah, same here, bro. A lot of shit been going down. For real, for real. Glad to finally be able to get to sit down and talk with you.
Yeah, sure, man. What's your mindset for today, or not even today, but right now? How you feeling?
Just get up and work as hard as I can, man. Grind and show love. Keep it real. Be authentic.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So like we gotta ask the usual shit, like tell the people like where you from or like kind of like your background and shit, so people can get the ideas if they ain't heard from you before.
I'm from Florida, from Tampa, Florida. I started out making music there. I was born in Indianapolis, Indiana. Uh, I spent a lot of my childhood down South Florida
Hmm.
and, getting in trouble, getting in all the little antics, Florida shit. And it just kind of led to me making this music I'm making now because, I ain't have much to do and I was trying to stay out of trouble for real, for real.
Hmm.
Uh, I just have a passion for music itself.
Yeah. And how do you feel like not necessarily with the music, but as far as like style, how do you feel like Florida shape you or like shape the person that you are today?
For real, bro. Like being down in Florida, you get like a real nice sense of like freedom. It's very it's the bottom of the United States, bro. It's like really removed from everything else, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
And you just get that feeling of freedom. You run out there, go do whatever the fuck you want. Everybody gonna be okay with it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And for me, that just has allowed me to be able to express myself more freely, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like even like that's why I even started making music is because out there like you get that sense of being able to express yourself and you start going crazy, you know what I mean? Hell, I have pride for music, so I just want to mix it up with that.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally get that. And you say you always liked music. Well, did you come from a musical background, or like
No sir.
do you remember like music that were playing when you was young, from like your parents or siblings?
Hell yeah. I mean my dad, when he passed away, man, I got to get one of the things I got from him was his rap CDs, you know what I mean? And he had some cassettes as well. Like he had Biggie Smalls, Ludacris, Ghetto Boys, Easy E, Tupac, whatever, you know what I mean? Like all that shit. I mean, he had 3 6 Mafia. He had some of the rarest shit. And and that's really where I got like into rap, bro, because I had a little Walkman player, a CD player, that you put in your pocket and shit. Because back then, like this was just when I was like 4 or 5 years old, so this was before we really had like the iPhones and all this shit. And I just listened to all that music, and I was like, I think what really inspired me, like the artist who really got me like wanting to make music or got me really into rap music was like Tupac, man. Cause I know that's very basic as fuck, but it's just at that age, you know what I mean? I don't know. I just connected with the music he was making. Like I heard the way he could paint his picture with his lyrics, and at that age, I wasn't really good with the slang and everything. So the way that he like just straight up said how he felt, like that was what I connected with the most. And that's how I really got a love for rap music. But another artist was like 50 Cent, you know what I mean? Back when he was dropping like the Massacre and shit. I had that's one of the first rap CDs I ever had was Massacre by 50 Cent. I mean, that was one of the hardest albums I ever heard too. And 50 Cent, like back at that time, he was one of the most rawest, freshest, richest niggas out, you know what I mean? And it was just crazy, man. But there's all sorts of inspiration I drew from. It really came as a whole from classic like 90s rap.
You feel like having a whole school influence? Because first of all, would you consider yourself as a SoundCloud rapper?
I mean, yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, I started out on SoundCloud. outside of 90s culture, like SoundCloud culture was a huge inspiration on me as well. So
Yeah. Cause you said you was listening to the goats and shit like that, but you didn't went and did like the same rap as them or like the same conscious rap that they do. I mean, I know it's way less popular than back then, like time
yeah.
change and shit. But when you started making music, did you ever thought about, okay, I'm gonna do conscious rap because this is what I was listening to?
Nah, not really, bro. Like from where I drew inspiration was mainly from like the energy and the way these guys presented themselves. Like personally, I've always wanted to have my own like vision and style, you know what I mean? And I just kind of looked up to these people to like, teach me that persona, teach me that way of being, you know what I mean? Cause like I said, I lost my father and I got these CDs. So like to me, it's like, oh, this is what my dad listened to, So this is what I want to listen to because I'm trying to see what he was on. And when I would listen to these artists, I would pretty much use their inspiration for like helping me out to get build myself as a rapper myself. That's really what it was. I mean, yeah, for sure. Yeah. I guess, yeah. At a young age, I definitely made the decision like that I was interested in rapping.
And do you remember like the first time you actually like sat down and say, okay, I'm gonna sit down and like I'm gonna record a song?
Yeah, for sure. It was probably like back in 2012, bro. I was only like 11 years old. And for real, I was just, it was at a time like, I first got my first phone and shit. So I was always listening to YouTube and I started finding like rap beats on YouTube and shit. And I was like, damn, I've been listening to all this rap my whole life. Why don't I start making some? Like I always had some type of creative bone in me where I wanted to write some lyrics. And I had stacks of notebooks. Before I ever recorded anything, I had stacks of notebooks with all sorts of rhymes in it. I was so young, and I wasn't that good, I don't think, but like for being so young, the fact I'm sitting down writing these lyrics down is pretty impressive. I was only like 11 years old, and first time I recorded a song was probably like 2012, bro, and I was 11 years old. I didn't have no setup, so I had played like the beat off of like YouTube on like my speaker on my TV or some shit, and I just like recorded a video. You know what I mean? I was just like rapping shit, and that was really what started it all for real.
And from those time, I mean, you just started, but let's say like from the time where you actually started to drop consistently, or like you decided to like become a rapper, now, what would you say is like the major difference besides the sound quality?
For real, like back then, I will say like I just didn't really know how to fully like express the messages that I wanted to because I didn't have like the knowledge and logic, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So as I got older, like basically like rapping about shit and learning about shit at the same time, it helped me put that together, you know what I mean? Like my sense of being able to write a song and all this and that.
Yeah.
Because when I first started, like I was honestly just rapping about random ass violence, like bullshit, you know. And as I got a little bit older, like I started going through shit and all this violent shit I was rapping about. I started finding like things in my life that I could connect it with and make it more real with what I got going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. I get that. You said like you recorded your first song on your TVs and like recording with your phone. I know a lot of people actually started by doing that, because you didn't have like a old FL setup and shit. Yeah, a lot of
Nah.
people started like that. But when is the first time that you actually release a song under the name like Juugboiixantna? You came up with the name and say, okay, I'm officially like in this rap shit.
January 1st, 2019. Like dead ass, I'm not even playing with you because what led up to it, like a month or so let me bring it back like a few months before that. Okay, I got put on probation for some dumbass shit I did, at 16. And I was on house arrest for a little while too, for like a month or two until my court cases was all finished and shit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I had to be up in the house a lot. And I was like, I came up with this name, Juugboiixantna. You know what I mean? I was listening to a lot of like, like Slime Cedo and like uh Burberry Shorty and
Mm-hmm.
Diego Money at the time. So like they were rapping about jug, 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 and they were making plug shit. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? At the same time, like I was known for jugging. So people was calling me Jug at school, you know what I mean? They would
Yeah,
call me
yeah.
Jug. They'd be like, yo, Jug boy. You know what I mean? So I just like came up with the name Juugboiixantna.
Mm-hmm.
And, I sat in the house for a little bit and I ended up getting kicked out of my mom's. And I ended up moving with my grandma like a little bit after that. And that's when I started recording. You know what I mean? It was probably like November 2018. I started recording like these new songs. You know what I mean? With my new flow, the flow you hear now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And with my new name and everything. And I'm like, okay, you know, I'm gonna just record a bunch of music for. It was November, so I recorded all of November, all of December, and it was like December 31st. I was like, you know what? I think I got good enough. I think I'm going to drop one of these songs finally. So I dropped the song, January 1st on New Year's.
Yeah.
And from there, that's where, I started dropping under this name.
So you say 2019, right?
Yes, sir.
So about 2 years ago. You was actually like stacking on songs before dropping on January 1st. But what made you like decide, okay, I practice enough or like I'm at the level where I can actually put my product out?
Honestly, bro, it's going to sound really stupid, but I was just immature. It's kind of funny. I was high as fuck. Like, and it was my first time smoking in like 3 or 4 months because I
Oh,
was on probation and shit. And I just got out of my mom's house because I got off that house arrest. So I was like getting super, super high just from smoking a little bit. And I just heard one of my songs, bro, and it was hitting so hard. And I just made the decision to upload it, bro. Like, fuck it.
yeah.
And I after that, like I seen it got a few likes and shit. And one of the first people to like my song, actually the first, was he's pretty well known in the subgenre that I'm in, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Danny Kyoko, and he was one of the first people to like my songs, and I was like, okay, like I seen a few other producers like it and shit, and I was like, all right, I dropped another one a couple days later, like January 3rd or 4th or some shit, you know what I mean? And a
Yeah,
couple
yeah.
days later, I dropped one. I just liked the momentum. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to build. Like, I'm gonna try to figure this out.
Yeah, yeah.
I started out getting like 400 plays in my first week, which I thought that was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
That's good.
all together for the whole week. You know what I mean? So I built off of that. I just used it because I know, you know, if I get that 400, I could double that quickly.
Yeah.
I just started really talking to people and hitting people up because I was small time, you know what I mean? I started building small relationships and just
Mm-hmm.
working my way up.
Yeah, that's the move. And I really want you to touch on this. You use momentum. Like you didn't drop a song and after that you slept. Like you didn't wait. You just hit them back to back to back to back to back.
Oh yeah.
That's how you got like a big ass catalog. We're gonna talk about that. But I really want you to tell the people like the importance of consistency and catching the momentum.
Well, like being consistent for me personally, like anytime that consistency, like it all depends on first of all on like how much people you got just paying attention to you at once. You know what I mean? Like that depends for every artist. But for me, like I use the consistency. I drop like say once a month. You know what I mean? If I don't drop for like a month and space it out, then usually my shit will drop, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll have to restart that momentum again.
Yeah.
That's how my career usually goes. Like for me, I've taken a lot of spaces in between. I'll go crazy, you know what I mean? And I'll put in hella work. Like last winter, I dropped, like 3 or 4 EPs, dropped the album, dropped like 10 singles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'll get a fuck ton of momentum from that, and whatever momentum I don't get usually carries on. But then say I skip a month, right? Well, then I'm gonna have to start back from square one and
Yeah.
just keep, having to sporadically drop like that to get the momentum up quick. And that's not really smart. So if you drop once a month, every month, or like once every other week, you know what I'm saying? Twice a month, whatever, that's the best way to go, because you're not gonna have to go crazy and do no crazy shit, But it all depends on your fan base, for real.
Yeah. So you would say like you rather have an artist will be better to drop not as often but consistently than just have a period where he drop like 3 months straight, but then he take a break for like a month.
Yeah, yeah, that's the best way to go, for real, because that's how you keep your people in tune. That's how you keep them updated. That's how you keep yourself relevant. You know what I mean? And you ain't gonna have to like just empty your vault and shit.
Yeah, yeah,
And sometimes it's not good to empty your vault, because if you go through a creative block or something, then you ain't gonna have nothing to drop. And then you're gonna break your consistency even more.
yeah,
And that's why I always keep like I have a lot of songs stacked, you know what I mean? And
yeah.
that's why I always keep a lot of songs stacked too, in case it goes like that. But I still have to work on my consistency, bro.
What would you do if you have a, like you said, like a writer block, right?
If I have a writer's block,
Yeah,
then usually like you want to know what I do to get out of it
yeah,
or to help me with it. Well, I'll usually, because what gets me stuck is, personally, like a lot of the time what gets me writer's block is I get tired of hearing the same sound. So it makes it hard for me to get creative when I hear something that
yeah,
just
yeah.
sounds the same as what I'm always used to.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll either take a break from it and explore different styles, you know what I mean? And what I'll do is, when I explore those different styles, I won't even touch a pen or nothing, you know what I mean? I'll keep my mind off of writing, because when I come back, to those styles like that I was listening to.
Yeah,
Like for example, uh, I'll go listen I'll quit listening to all this Plugg and hip hop shit, and
mm-hmm.
I'll go listen to some fucking Billy Idol. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay.
Metallica. And I'll give it a couple weeks and I'll just listen to that shit. You know what I'm saying? And it'll train my ears to hear that sound. So then I'll get tired of that sound. So then when I go back to my other sound that I'm used to, usually it'll sound
Brand
more
new.
fresh. Yeah, it'll
Yeah,
sound more fresh. And that's why I said like I specify like hip hop, because hip hop usually tends to sound very similar all the time. So
mm-hmm.
I usually can't listen to like another genre or another subcategory of hip hop, because it's all going to be the same to me. So that's why I got to completely switch a genre, for a little while.
Yeah. And you say some Metallica. Like, what's other type of genre that you listen to?
I really like 80s rock, synth pop, and like, outside of like rap, of course, I love every style of rap except drill. In New York, except New York drill. I fucking hate that shit. I'm sorry. But that's the only style I don't like. I'm really open to any styles of music. Like, and a lot of country sucks too. But like, I like old folk music. You
Mm.
know, uh, sometimes, bro, if I'm wasted, I like bluegrass. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
I like grunge, '90s grunge, of course, bro. Like
and
that's fundamental.
yeah,
And all the 2000s, like, Slipknot, all these people, I fucking like 9 Inch Nails, Tool, artists like that. I've seen them in concert, you know what I mean? I really like
that's
artists
fun.
like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, but I ain't too like knowledgeable about other types of music outside of rap, but I definitely am willing to open up my ears to anything.
Yeah, yeah. That's actually that's the move because you always hear like new sound and shit. So after that, you can import this sound that's from like rock and shit into what the sound that you do now. Even though it's not the same instrument or the same genre, like there's some sound that you can still import or some flows
Oh
and
yeah,
shit.
usually for me, like I'll incorporate like a vibe. Like I don't know how to explain it better than that, but
Yeah, man. I fuck with
like
like. Go ahead.
if I got like I don't know like rock, like it just give you that like sometimes like Metallica songs, like them solos, they'll give you them that chilly feeling, you know what I mean? Like I'll try to put that in my lyrics somehow, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like they might say something like crazy about like some demonic crazy wizard shit, you know how they were like Metallica, you know what I mean?
yeah,
I'll
yeah.
put that in my rap lyrics, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna steal their bars or nothing, but
Nah. Yeah,
it's
but
like
this.
that type of style, it's not usually incorporated in rap, so I will put
Yeah,
it in rap to add my own twist.
yeah. I feel you. Totally feel you on that. Cause personally, I don't know like no rock and metal group, but I do enjoy some sound. Like if y'all go on my SoundCloud, the only shit that's reposted is actually like a rock playlist. Like I want you to like give your opinion on this. I was thinking about that. We talk about rap and drill, we say like it's violent or some shit. But if we go back and we listen to like rock, metals and all that, and we really look at the lyric, like you said, some demonic shit, some crazy, like this is some real shit that if
Yeah,
someone
fact.
will say that shit in a song today, it probably would got like canceled or some shit,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Oh yeah. They there was a lot like it's because they had more freedom of expression back then, and their sounds like weren't so like I don't know. A lot of sounds nowadays are reused and everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Back then, they just had more control of their sounds. You know what I mean? You
yeah,
have more artists picking up the instruments and playing it, and not playing through a damn FL Studio or some shit. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? So like when these people are making these songs, like I don't know. I heard some crazy ass lyrics too. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, I think the only reason this passes is because that music is so good.
yeah.
You know
Hell
what
yeah.
I mean?
Yeah. If we go back to back then, people didn't accept that. Like they call people that love rock, they call them like punk.
Yeah.
The older generation, they put them like in the box of like rebellious teenagers and shit like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Fact.
One question I wanted to ask, you always wear the shades. You feel like it's gonna be a part of your persona? Because when we see like the guy with the shades, we know that's you.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, man. I just like a lot of people they be like thinking when I look at them like I'm giving them a dirty look and shit. Like so I just try to I don't know. I don't like people seeing me no more because when I be looking at people like it just be causing issues. I think like I don't know, man. I just got like this bean mug or something. I just try to conceal it. You know what I mean? But if you see me get angry, I'll take them off. You know what I mean? Nah, it right now though, yeah. Nah, I'm gonna retire the shades one day. I used to never rock the shades, but I'm gonna retire them. I'm gonna come back to no shades whenever I stop being angry.
Shit. So I wanted to ask about that because I know a lot of people gonna ask and shit. Like he was doing song with that a guy named Richie, and like I just wanted to you to bring that what happened for the people that want to know and shit.
But me and Rich, we just made music together from the very beginning of my career for real. Like I told you around like November 2018 is when I started like getting into it. And he made like a similar style to like a lot of the shit I was listening to at the time.
Hmm.
And so we started making music together, you know what I mean? From there, like we started making songs and I don't know, we built up a relationship because I was going through a lot of shit. Like I told you, I got kicked out of my mom's and everything. Like I was on probation and I just needed someone to really talk to because I had to move around and shit. And
Yeah.
So I started connecting with him a lot, and we started making music and everything. And we made music from like 2018 to 2000 to this year, 2022. And the reason we stopped making music is because, I was me and him was gonna work. We was gonna really work together. We were gonna move in together. Really do this shit like with the music. You know what I mean? Put all our money in it.
Mm-hmm.
And build an empire off of what we were gonna get a house. We was gonna recruit a bunch of people, get them in there like a label. You know what I mean? And start just investing this money. And we was gonna get a business and everything. But once I got around him and got to know him more like personally, we just kind of clashed. You know what I'm saying? And personally, like I feel like his career, a lot of it was carried by our work. You know what I mean? And I felt like he was trying to abuse that. And I didn't want to. I told him I didn't want to keep working with him. You know what I mean? And we had a little conflict, and some things happened with the police and this and that. And I just quit talking to him from here. You know what I mean? I don't talk to dudes that talk to police.
Mm. Yeah.
But that's all. That's all it is. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna get too much into it.
Yeah. But right now, what do you feel like is your plan? Like, not in too much detail, but like, what mindset are you on for the music?
Personally, bro, I'm refreshed. Like, and I'm not trying to like buck the question, but I'm just gonna add to what I was saying. Like,
Mm-hmm.
from what happened before,
Mm-hmm.
um, now I feel refreshed. You know what I mean? I feel like from what happened, I felt like I was carrying a lot of people on my back and trying to help people that wasn't trying to push the benefit, back to me
Mm-hmm.
when I needed it. You know what I mean? So I kind of felt like I made my career about helping others, and I wasn't being more authentic to myself as I needed to be. So now from there, I feel refreshed. I feel like I have more room to work on myself and be more on myself through this. You know what I mean? And it
Yeah.
feels great because off of what I was doing before, I already built a great start, a little great foundation. So I'm trying to like add to that. And I think now that I got that space, I can do a lot more with it. So I think I'm gonna do a lot better from here on out.
Yeah, that's hard, man. We're gonna be on the lookout for that. And one thing I wanted to ask you, probably people ask you already, the Plugg sound. How you took over that shit? Cause I already had like some songs that were like, because I fuck with the Plugg song heavy and shit. But I see that you really like took over that song, and it's from like different. You got Mexico Dro, like Mark 2K10, like I can name a bunch, and I'm like, yo, like why? Cause that's actually some good shit. Because there's only like a few artists that really like take over that Plugg sound.
Yeah, I think one of the reasons that I was able to take over the sound is because it is a Florida-based sound. Like Stupid Cool, he's from Florida, and I'm pretty sure Polo Boy Shotty is from Florida, and they're the OG members of Plugg. You know what I mean? And so a lot of jits around, even Kodak, like everybody was just doing Plugg, in Florida. So for me, it's not even really like a thing. Like it's just regular rap. You know what I'm saying? So I just got happened to get connected with a lot of producers that just made that sound, and that's really where I started. Like the Dro beats, bro. I didn't get them from Dro. I'll be straight up. Like he was locked up at the time, so it wasn't no way of contacting them for the beats. But I was able to receive them in another way from somebody else who had them. So, but with like Max 2K10, man, that's one of my boys. You know what I mean? He show love, and all the other producers you see me working with. We all got love for each other. But the Plugg sound really is definitely like I think is underrated as fuck. I feel like there's been a few hits, but I feel like it keeps getting overlooked by these trendy ass sounds. And I think by how Plugg is continuously like pushing on, you know what I mean? Yeah, it continues to evolve. It continues. These artists are continuing to push it, and I feel like that's gonna set it in stone one day. You know what I mean? Like people are gonna be like, all right, this Plugg is not a trend. You know what I mean? Like these guys been doing this Plugg sound for 15 years. Like let's pay that respect now. You know what I mean? Because a lot of these sounds that come and go, and I feel like Plugg has been sticking for a while. You know what I mean? And especially like in the underground. And for you to even tell me that you think I'm pushing the sound is a pleasure, bro. Because like growing up, like I never thought that I would even be a part of that. You know, I never had the idea to really do that. Even though I was listening to a lot of the artists, I just wanted to. What I've done with Plugg is I just made it authentic to me. You know what I mean? I didn't want to make it like I feel like a lot of the artists be trying to rock, rip each other's style off and shit. And I ain't trying to do that. So I wanted to like start fresh and like trying to add a fresh perspective to it. You know what I mean? And that's why like you see me doing my own cover arts and this and that. You know, I want to add my own aesthetic to it. And that's why I also try to incorporate like other music styles into it as well. Cause I know like personally, I've been listening to Plugg since like it came out, and I know a lot of the artists where they drew their sounds from because I've seen them all come up from dubs just like me. So like I could look, at these artists, I could tell where they drew their sound from. I could be like, oh, I know the same sound as them so well. So let me add, some flavor from somewhere else to it that they haven't added yet. You know what I mean? Because that's what gives me the advantage in the whole Plugg scene personally. And I feel like a lot of other artists need to take light on that. You know what I mean? Like stop. I don't know. I feel like a lot of artists right now in Plugg, like they've been trying to take the Zaytoven sound too much. You know what I mean? And I mean that's cool. I did it too. I took a little Zaytoven inspiration, but like I'm always gonna add my own little twist from the outside on it because that's what's gonna make it original and unique. And I feel like a lot of people when they hear like these Beethoven type of beats, they think, oh, Chief Keef. You know what I mean?
He had a couple Zaytoven songs. I think he
Yeah,
even
yeah.
got a
He
tape.
always been working with Beethoven, and same with Gucci. You know what I mean? That when they hear these Beethoven beats, they think, oh, like drill trap. Like for me, like okay, I'll hear this beat and I'll get this vibe off of it. So that vibe, I'll think of another song that might give me that vibe. And that could be from any genre. So it gives me a wider range of inspiration to draw from. And I could basically transfer it into my own shit because I'm pretty experienced with lyrics and such.
That's hard. That's hard. And I'm really happy that you touched on this because like you said like a lot of people they use that sound. I feel like this is what make the Plugg sound so beautiful is because I mean everybody can do it. Every producer can actually make Plugg. I feel like this the type of sound that is gonna sound hard regardless.
Oh yeah.
Obviously you got some beats that's better than other people, but and overall it's a good ass sound and I feel like it's easy to rap on, but it's also easy to modify.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because it's easy to modify because of how simple it is, man. Like it's a very minimalistic like type of I know a lot of producers. I've made a couple Plugg beats myself. Like I know it's very minimalistic compared to like regular trap drill
Yeah,
and other hip hop beats. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
that's why it's so easy to diversify it because there's so much room for extra shit because of how minimalistic it is.
yeah, yeah, definitely. It's already gonna get stamped, but I don't think that it's ever gonna become mainstream. Like even Drake, he has a song with Mexico on his tape. I forgot the name of the song, but
Yeah, yeah, he did. I forgot that.
it's already mainstream. Everybody know about it, but you never gonna see a mainstream artist drop like a full Plugg album. You could be the
Yeah,
first one.
facts.
Shit.
That's what I'm trying to do. Like, that's what I'm trying to do. Like, that's why I don't really call my shit Plugg. Like, it's just what I do. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like, other people call me Plugg. Like, I didn't never call myself Plugg. It was just Jug. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I wanted to rap about that shit, but it all just, like I said, just where I came from and everything, the sound just kind of, it all fell together like that.
So if we go on your SoundCloud, actually, you on your SoundCloud, I don't know. how much song you got exactly, but you got a good catalog. You also like got a playlist of like archive. Actually, not a playlist, an account of like archive, and you got like almost 200 songs on that shit.
Yeah.
What's your recording rate to have that much song?
Well, when I very first started, I would record like every day because for one, I was trying to gain skill, and for two, it was just I was just having fun with it. So, but I would record like if it on a bad day, like
Mm-hmm.
3 to 5 songs, and on a good day, I would record 10 songs. There was one day I recorded like 15 songs,
Damn.
and I used to just record all day, every day. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a job because I ain't had nothing else to do for a time being. But like from over time, like now, bro, and I'm ashamed to even say it, but now, I'll probably record like once or twice a week, 3 times a week, you know what I mean? And I may make like 3, 4 songs. But if lately it really depends. Like I be having just like these bursts, you know what I mean, where I just go crazy. It just depends on what I got going on for real.
Yeah.
But nowadays, yeah, it'd probably be like 3, 4 songs a week if I'm putting in work, And back then though, I was going crazy with it, bro. And that's really how I accumulated like all those songs.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, a lot of producers like were just hitting me up, sending me a lot of beats. So I had just an endless type of, different type of plug beats and to hop on. So I was like testing out, different cadences and this and that,
Yeah, yeah.
and just different lyrics and just ways to express myself, on the beat. And that's really like how I developed my style. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of them a lot of the older songs were really just me trying to develop, you know what I mean? And I just decided to put them out there, just for the fuck of it, really, just to have them gems, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
I I like having like, I don't want people to get bored of the same few songs, so
Mm-hmm.
I want them to be able to like go and look at this and all that, that's why I dropped a lot when I first started because I knew as I got more skilled and more into it, I would drop less and, you know,
Quality over quantity, basically.
yeah, that's how it is. Yeah, I'm putting in work now with my songs. Like back then, I was just having fun with it, and developing. And nowadays, it's like I gotta outdo myself. I gotta outshine myself every time because I'm really trying to pop, And I want people to understand I'm putting in work to get better. It's gotta show through my quality.
Yeah. I feel you, man. I feel you on that. Got a lot of like traction. What was your reaction to seeing that shit grow over time? You look at that and you look at most rapper on SoundCloud, they don't do the numbers that you do.
I'm not even really like personally. I feel like it's good. I put in a lot of effort. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I'm doing good right now for the spot I'm in my life and for my age. And I definitely wish I could be picking up more traction for sure. And I don't want to sound ungrateful saying that, but it's just the hunger. You know what I mean? Cause for real, bro, like there was a point in time where music was all I really had. So like that's why, you know, I've really put in work like I have, and that's why it's showing how it is. Honestly though, to wake up and see that I'm picking up traction at all is a very great feeling because I never thought I could for real. And now that I'm here, it's like I got this traction and now I think I need to capitalize on it. You know what I mean? So it's gotten a little bit more serious over time, bro. Because when I first started, like I told you, I was just having fun picking up on that momentum. And it wasn't a lot. It wasn't a lot of momentum, but I noticed them little changes. You know what I mean? But now, like where I'm at in my career right now, it's like okay, I'm getting this much traction, but it's like a lot of work. You know what I mean? Because I'm keeping up with it perfectly fine, but it's very hard to double up and triple up when you get to a certain point because you gotta really reach more, and you gotta invest more, and you gotta put more of your thoughts into it. You know what I mean? And that's personally where I'm at right now, and I definitely got a lot of things that I got, planned out.
What do you feel is the biggest and best investment that you made in your career? It doesn't have necessarily to be something that you bought, but something that you basically had to sacrifice.
Dude, I literally gave everything for it, bro. Like my mom, she ain't never want me to make it, but it was my only way of expressing myself. You know what I mean? When my mom would find these notebooks, she'd throw them out. She told me she didn't want me writing lyrics. She's like, "That's a terrible way of expressing yourself. This and that." And I was like not to be disrespectful, but I'm just like, "Fuck you! Like this is my way of doing it. Like why don't you let me just do it? I could do worse things to express myself. So why don't you just let me do this?" And it kind of became like one of those things where I had to just I felt like I had to suppress it. You wouldn't see me walking around telling somebody, "Hey, peep my SoundCloud." You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah,
not one of them dudes, and for me, like mentally, bruh, music became like my escape, for real. Like whenever I get on that beat, I could just visualize all these things that I'm feeling and just put it right there.
mm-hmm.
And that's something that I can't really get out of nothing else,
Yeah,
be it being going through all the shit that I went through. Like I've sacrificed, friendships. I've sacrificed my relationship with my family. They don't, I'll be real with you, my family don't know what I got going on with music. You know
mm,
what I mean? I keep that shit under wraps. And it's just because I feel like if it's not showing through all the way,
yeah,
then there's no reason to talk about it. You know what I mean?
yeah, 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 yeah.
But like, I don't know, bro. It's just through all the shit that I have went through, music really helped me get through it all and have a sense of like freedom, because I could do and say whatever the fuck I want on that beat. It's my it's my canvas.
Yeah.
And I really have sacrificed, having a lot of friends and shit to be able to chill with like a lot of kids, like, in where I come from, a lot of kids want to rap and shit, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I don't want a lot of kids coming up to me asking me for feature and this and that, because first of all, I don't like doing features. I'm more focused on myself, and another thing is like, depending on who you are, I'm not gonna work with you. You know what I mean? If you got people out here trashing you out here in the streets, I ain't gonna work with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
that's just all there is to it. So I don't really want to be around social people, and a lot of people like see me as a rapper, so they're expecting me to carry myself a certain way or act a certain way, and I can't just be who I want to be in the moment. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And that's like the hardest part for me of being a rapper, is because I'm also not a very social person, and I kind of keep to myself. So
I'm yeah, I think that's actually good that people already use for you to like not talk to people. So whatever you do not gonna be looked necessarily as offensive. Because they know
yeah,
like, okay, if he don't talk to me or he act, they not, some people still gonna say it, but the majority of people that know you don't gonna be like, oh, Jukeboy acting Hollywood, you know, answer the phone or whatever, because I've been doing this. Like,
exactly.
was I answering your call when I wasn't famous? Like, nah, like it's the same shit. So it's like you already preset them like to what's gonna, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I act that way too, for sure. Is because I definitely don't want to feel the need to have to carry others because they look up to me or something. You know what I mean? Like, like if I go up to someone and they want to work with me and I work with them, they're gonna want to keep working with me, and that's not what I want my career to be about. So, I didn't want to be social because I didn't want people to come up to me and like expect something out of me. Because if they expect something out of me, I gotta keep up with that. And 9 times out of 10, I'm not the type of dude that's gonna keep up with it. So, and then they're gonna get mad at me. So it's like, you know what I mean? I just say fuck it, I do my own thing, because what I got going on, it's unique and it's worth it to me. You know what I mean? To not have all the other bullshit, because what I got is just it's unique. Not all dudes get to wake up and have what I have. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally get that. And do you have a moment where you realize actually what you got? Not even by looking at the numbers. Well, it's based on the numbers, but based more on like the success of everything that you build and everything that you can look at and be like, yo, I did that shit in a couple years. And some people, they be rapping for like 10 years and they don't even achieve that. Everybody want to rap now, but nobody get those numbers, nobody get those results, or like they don't have the talent that I have or shit like that. Like what made you realize the shit that you got right now?
Well, I be like, I really like, I feel like the way that I've asserted myself, like in the music and everything, a lot of producers and everything have drew a lot of inspiration off of me. So when I see like for example, if I were to go on YouTube and see a Juugboiixantna type beat, like that shit make my day. You know what I mean? And there's hundreds of them on YouTube. So so I'm like, damn, you know what I mean? So to see that other people are drawing inspiration from what I do, I don't get mad at that. You know what I mean? That shit makes my day. And that's one of the main things that makes me realize that I'm making an impact. And like I see people making these like scooter and skateboard and BMX videos to my songs, and I feel like that's one of the reasons I gained a lot of traction too. Was some TikTok dude posted some trick he did, and that shit got a lot of views, and it had my song in it. So like seeing me be a part of these like outcast communities, like skateboarders and scooters, you know what I mean? Like that shit makes me happy too. You know what I mean? And just to see my influence out there is really what makes me realize I made the impact I made.
Yeah, I feel you. This just got started. Like it's just gonna grow over time. By the way, where do you see yourself? Like take what you got. Like where do you see, let's say, yourself or like everything that's going on in a couple of year or even months?
Where do I see myself being?
To everything that you built, basically.
Where do I see it going in a couple months or a couple years?
Yeah.
Well, for right now, bro, like really soon, I'm about to go crazy with the drops again.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I need to like capitalize and make some big put myself on like a bigger platform for sure. So I feel like within the next couple months I could probably do that maybe. But hopefully by 2020 23, 24, 25, hopefully I could really pick up on all this traction and capitalize off of it, bro. Like I want to get that bag, and I want everybody to see what I got going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I'd say what I would do personally is just keep pushing my brand and staying authentic to what I've been doing,
yeah.
and just make sure I'm increasing my reach with it.
Mm. Yeah, I feel you. That's the point. And I talking about brand, I see that you already got the merch, you already got the logos, like the Juke merch and the Juke logo. So you already feel like right now you moving like a established artist. You don't see yourself necessarily as an underground.
No, I definitely, how you seen like the 90s rappers pulling up in a damn limo. That's how I see myself. I ain't trying to be no social media. I want to be a businessman, and I want to make not just music, but I want to make like this shit impact in the whole world. I want to get some real money off the music. However, I gotta do it. I'm gonna keep moving how I've been moving and working on everything, and then I'm just gonna double up from there. And I'm gonna venture off into some other things too.
Talking about that, what is like one business that you actually get yourself? You don't necessarily have to be linked to music, but anything.
I'm really into like the merch business, like you were saying, like selling that merch, bro. It's real easy. Everybody always need clothes, and me, I'm a into graphic design. Like I make all my own covers and everything, so I'm really good at coming up with art concepts
Mm-hmm.
and everything. So I definitely want to get into some type of like, you know, merchandising. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to make some type, and from there, you know, I could get into other merchandising and stocks and certain type of things. Like if I was to, you know, learn how to build off my own brand, I could look at another brand and maybe help them build off of their brand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But right now, I don't have much of an idea. I'm just gonna work with the skills that I got and see what comes of it.
Are you like satisfied with the result that you have, or like content? You look at what you do and you be like, damn, okay, you conscious of what is going on.
Yeah, for sure. But my problem is, bro, is like I be having to like really take a moment, you know, to do so,
Yeah, yeah,
because to me, like I told you, like I got some big plans, you know what I mean? So, but I can definitely sit down and be content, bro. Like, cause like I said, I never even thought I could do what I've done.
yeah,
And what I all the things that I've learned from this, you know, I can apply in other areas. I just gotta, you know, expand my knowledge, and then I'll be able to really see where I could press all of my ideas, formulas for doing things in other ways, you know.
yeah. And actually, what's the best thing that you learn from music that you apply in real life or other aspect of your life?
I'll repeat that, my bad.
What is something that you learn from doing music? Like it doesn't necessarily have to be like a skill, but it can be like a mindset, an attitude that you apply into your daily life. Or for example, some artists they say, well, doing music taught me consistency because I had to go to the studio every day. Now I'm someone that's consistent in every aspect of my life.
For me, it has taught me patience, bro. Like I never rush through nothing, and I always have. Instead of rushing through or trying to find a loophole through everything,
Hmm.
I've always taken the extra time to, instead of getting upset or doing anything else, just take that step back, and you know, maybe if I'm not growing how I want to or something, figure out the flaws and fix it. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because a lot of people, though, you know, you can have a fluke and you can take a dub and you can pop off for something if you know, by chance.
Hmm.
But I feel like if you take this step back to gain the knowledge, then in the future when these problems come up, you'll know how to work through them already. If you just have that fluke, then you're gonna have to learn it, and you might take an L and sacrifice what you have because you didn't know something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And for me, like, it's definitely taught me just to be patient, wait for the results. The results ain't what you like, then analyze them even more so you can figure out a way to fix them. And then when you're fixing them, analyze how you're fixing them and figure out a way to get better at that. You
Mm.
know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Just always take that step back and think a little bit outside the box and a little bit harder than what you normally would, and take extra care, you know? Because before, I didn't give a fuck about nothing. Like in school, I rushed through my assignments. I didn't care about none of that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And really, it wasn't because it was hard. It was just because I wasn't taking that step back.
Take time to think about the next move. Don't move
Facts.
off like emotion and shit like that.
Facts. Exactly. Emotions, they're not, you know, they're not who you are. And if you do something, then you're gonna let that define you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
Emotion.
you can't change an action that you make, but you can definitely change your emotions.
Yeah. But emotion is basically something that got sent from the outside and you that you let in. But you just gotta
Mm-hmm.
like kick that shit out. Cause if there wasn't anything around, I'm pretty sure we wouldn't have like emotion and shit like that.
Facts.
And I wanted for you to touch on that real quick. You said you took time to learn music, and you actually told me like time to study the industry. And like you just said, you gotta study to not fall for like all the mistake that you could made in the future. But if you actually take time to sit down and plan, there's some mistake that you're not gonna do. And what did you actually learn while like studying music in the industry? Some mistake that you know that okay, I'm not going to fall for that, or I seen him fall for that.
Well, one thing like I brought up earlier was the antics. You know, a lot of people they wanna present music out to the world, you know, but the problem is they're not picking up this traction they want to pick up. So then they find antics and ways to catch people's attention because there's universal things that all people are going to pay attention to. You know what I mean? So usually that might shed light on something else they're doing. So a lot of people try to build off of that, but that's where, you know, antics, they don't last forever. You know what I mean? And it's the art that lasts forever. And you got to emphasize the importance of your art. You know what I mean? And and I feel like, you know, for me, like I never wanted to be one of those guys to get up into antics. When I did get up into antics, you know what I mean? That's when I realized, oh shit, I forgot to record my music. You know, what the fuck? I'm all caught up in being Juugboiixantna. I need to fucking be the rapper that I was. You know what I mean? And that's where like a lot of artists take a L, and that's where I almost took a L. I realized though, right at the point where I would have took that L, I realized, fuck, you know, I don't need to be acting like that, you know. And so definitely just stick to the fucking art, stick to your craft, stick to what you are true to. You know what I mean? And just let it be what you need it to be. I mean, if you are into the antics, then I guess do it. But you know, for me, I would never do that again. And I also learned, bro, to allow other people to, you know, assert their creativity equally. You know what I mean? Because
What
that's how.
what do you mean by that? Assert their creativity equally.
Well, some people when they work together, they want to like push, you know, each other's inspiration onto each other,
Yeah.
and a lot of the times that's how you make your shit, you know, not flow naturally, or it just don't come out, you know,
Or
how it would.
because you're trying to keep up with someone else, but you
Yeah,
actually gotta
yeah.
be you. Okay, okay, okay.
So always find an artist that is gonna allow you to flow and, you know, with what you want to do, and never try to change yourself for like, you know, just for another artist to work with them or be with them. You know what I mean? Because that's one of the biggest mistakes I made. Was I started out my music. Yeah, me and Richie, we have a similar sound, you know, but we're on complete different shit. And it gets to a point where I gotta be with him and be around him and do what he's doing so I can rap about the same things he's rapping about. And then, you know, I can't be true to what I got going on. You know what I mean? I can't talk about the things I'm internalizing because I'm trying to keep up with him because he don't want me to talk about that shit because it's weird or soft. You know what I'm saying? So it's like always just keep your creative space to yourself. And if anyone ever tries to enter it, make sure that they're gonna open up their creative space for you.
Real shit. And that's real as fuck. I mean, personally, if you do rap and you want to blow up, then by all means, ask people to share your music. But in my opinion, if you find something, it doesn't have to be art or anything that you're good at, or like not even good at, that you enjoy doing. Try to keep that shit as like your secret garden, private. Because soon as people, even if they see you and they don't say anything, just the fact that there's people involved in what you like to do, it's already a outside shit that's between like you and what you like. That's how I feel, about a lot of shit. That's why I say like privacy is key, you
Yes,
know.
sir. I agree with you on that. And that's something I gotta definitely learn more about because, like I told you, man, I invested most of my career in helping other artists out.
Hmm.
And right now, I feel like with the momentum I gained, I just need to focus on me.
Yeah. And you say like you don't really be on like the social media and all that. But do you feel like it's gonna block you in your career?
A little bit, yeah, because I'm just not a social person, and being out there trying to assert my influence in a place where everyone else is, being trying to be competitive, it's just too it's too overbearing for my mind, you know what I mean? I have more real shit going on in my life than that. And that's just all it comes down to. But because of what I learned in the past growing up, because I grew up with this shit, I'm able to still hop on and do what I got to do a few times. I get my reach, you know what I mean? But definitely staying off of social media makes me have less influence and more authenticity to what I want to have going on. And that's just how all it comes down to. You call me weak minded, but social media just has such a strong influence on people, like, you know what I mean? Whether they recognize it or not, everything you're looking at, your mind is registering in some type of way, and it's affecting your thoughts, you know what I mean? And you can't control what pops up on there half the time. So it's just like, why do I want to invest my time in that, man? I could be building a skill.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. You the type of like you gonna go on Instagram, post whatever you got, and then after that you're not touching your phone and shit.
Oh hell no, I delete the app.
I feel you. I
Hell
feel
yeah.
you.
I just delete the app, you know what I'm saying? I download it when I want to hop on it real quick, and I delete the shit when I'm done.
About the thing in business that you actually like study, is there like one thing that you know about marketing that's pretty much essential that you think people should start applying?
I think that a lot of people should just try to be less, because I feel like a lot of people try to openly like draw inspiration from others nowadays, like, or they want to be a part of a trend, you know what I'm saying? Like, because that's the wave, you know what I mean? And I feel like a lot of people need to be more authentic to themselves and just present their authenticity, because right now, like, I feel like rap, like as a whole, bro, is just riding off a bunch of different trends and everything. So I feel like if an artist would just be more diverse and more open to other, crafts, that we might be able to, make better music and do more with rap.
I feel like a lot of people they say that they're getting inspired, or it's just that you getting inspired, but you really be copying that shit. Like
Exactly,
I got an
bro.
example I could say real quick. People like let's say like dye their hair, and nothing wrong with dyeing your hair, but people always refer that shit to like I'm being myself, but it's really like you really want to look like somebody that say, yo, I did that shit because I want to be myself, but you really trying to like prove a point to like people that really don't be giving a fuck. But like it's not being yourself, it's just you trying to be like someone that's really trying to be
Exactly.
himself, you know.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, bro. That shit, I don't even, man. That's the problem too, and I think that all comes from the social media shit too, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Because like a lot of kids, like, I don't know, they hear like someone trying to be like someone else, and then they think they could be like that. It's like the thing nowadays, bro. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm gonna hop on this trend because I could do it better. You know what I mean? And it's like, bro, that's weak. You know what I mean? Like, do your own trend. Be Sigma, be Alpha, whatever you want to call that shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm.
open up your own lane. That shit weak. That it's like pop music. You know what I mean? That's what pop music is.
Popular people that just follow trying to make
Exactly.
yeah,
That's the definition of pop music, and that's what hip hop is right now.
yeah. By you saying that, I feel like you really like appreciate what music is, and I want to ask you a question about that. Do you like music more than you like money?
That's a hard one. Shit. Let me think about it.
If I can rephrase it, you got around what 300, 400 songs, you will say.
Yeah.
Would you like give all your song for like half a million? Basically, Juugboiixantna don't exist no more. Like his song is just deleted.
Nah, because like that's like, it's just irreplaceable. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's just too unique. I don't know. It's like I told you earlier. Like, A lot of dudes can't wake up and feel that feeling. You know what I mean? And for me, I know I could potentially earn 500,000 one day. So I would not ever do that because I can't ever earn back Juugboiixantna. So I got more love for the work that I put in and all the passion and pride that I put in everything that I done to just sell it off like that. Like how artists be selling off their masters and stuff, you know what I mean? I could never do that, man, because then what is the whole point of all my work? I mean, I feel like if it's mine, I should be able to have full control of all of it.
Yeah. I mean, it's logical, but sometimes you know your master not gonna do the same noise. Some artists they already know that right now they hot, but it's like is they gonna listen to my music as much in like 30 years, or I can just sell my master, cash out now, and use the money to actually do something that's gonna last forever. That's actually guaranteed.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. Nah, bro. Nah, I couldn't. I just couldn't. Like, even if I was like 50 years old, if I already made a lot of money off the music, I just couldn't. You know what I mean? I wanna give it on to the next people to come, you know what I mean? Like the following generation, you know? I wanted to carry on and carry on. So I don't even want it to get to a point like that.
I also like I got a question about that. Like I really want to ask you. Do you feel like you being white and doing this type of music will give you like certain problem, not even problems, well, problems, but more like a certain bad look that will like slow down your progress over time in your career?
Oh yeah, for sure. In some ways, I feel like a lot of people are more open nowadays because like I told you, influence of social media, you know what I mean? So I feel like people are more open to different things nowadays, but I feel like with the type of thing that I'm doing, it's very hard to compete, you know what I mean, all the time with everyone else that's got shit going on just because of where I come from, you know what I mean? And I think it's only because of the culture that they feel like I represent. A lot of the times people feel as if I'm trying to assert my culture into theirs when I'm really just trying to assert their culture into mine. You know what I mean? I want you know what I mean? I want people to everyone to know about it. You know what I mean? I'm trying to represent that culture. I ain't trying to I've had people call me a culture vulture before, word for word. And I'm like, bro, I'm not trying to steal your culture. I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to make it like more diverse. I'm trying to show love to it. You know what I mean? Because this is your culture is what inspired me. You know what I mean? And so I feel like a lot of people look at it like I'm trying to take the culture away sometimes. And that's one of the biggest issues that it is. So they automatically have some type of like hatred. You know what I mean? But if you get to know me, bro, that's not the case, and that's all there is to it.
So for everything that's went on your career and your life, basically the two mixed together, what do would you say is the mindset that you had to adapt during all this time? Basically, like one mentality that you had to have to be able to stay focused on your life, your music, etc.
Personally, bro, it's all about like I told you, just be. If I'm being authentic to myself, it's not really much to go out of the way of, and keep up with all of it. Like, because I have a real passion for my music, I just let myself, remember all that pride and all that passion that I put in. You know what I mean? Like for music, like for rapping, bro. Like if I ain't rapping, like I don't know what a hobby you have, like playing video games. You know what I mean? For me, it's like rapping. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm not rapping, then I'm not being myself, and that's all there is to it. And so if I'm not dropping music, I'm also not being Juugboiixantna. So it's like I make them kind of counteract with each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. It's such a big part of your life, you will say.
Hell yeah. Yeah, because it's such a part of my life, I definitely give it a special place. And I mean, for me, it's just as important as getting up and eating.
Would you still make music if you wasn't able to like drop it?
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure, bro. I have so much fun. I mean, sometimes I get bored of it, like I told you, but I be having fun with that shit. There's no way I could ever give it up, bro. Because I just have I have fun making that art. You know, I have fun expressing myself with it. And I'm not a very social guy, so if I could go on a beat, then it's like talking. You know what I mean? It's like giving me a way to talk.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel you. A lot of people they tell me that like music help them. It's like a self therapy. I always say that, but music, you talk to the beat, you talk about some shit that you might not be able to express that shit to a certain person that's next to you or like in your life. It's like the beat is basically like a punching, not even a punching bag, but like it's like blank.
I mean, it could be a punching bag, it could be a woman, it could be a drug, it could be a death, it could be anything. You know what I mean? You know, you can make it whatever you want. That's what I love about it.
From all the shit that you had to face and shit, like what would you say like you learned from your biggest obstacle?
My biggest obstacle,
The thing that you learned from it and that you apply to this day.
well, I would say just remaining consistent, like we talked about earlier. I'm not. I told you I delete Instagram a lot, so
Mm.
I just gotta learn to kind of bite the bullet on them type of things, you know, and reap the benefits instead of stressing it. You know what I'm saying?
Know how to use it the right way to your advantage.
Exactly. Yeah. Learn how to use my fruits of labor to my advantage instead of just chucking them out.
This is a question I also ask often. What is like the best moment that music brought into your life? It could be like a fan that recognized you, anything. Like a moment that wouldn't have happened if you didn't make music.
Probably when I did my first show, bro. Like that shit was fucking crazy. Not a lot of people knew me there, but like I ran into some people that were crazy. They were hyped to meet me, and I ran into some people that I'd never thought I would meet. You know, like
Mm-hmm.
Diego Money was there, and it was very, like I told you earlier, I used to listen to Diego Money, so I got to meet one of the inspirations and everything. And it was just like for me, it showed me that you could materialize everything that you think in your head if you just put in the right amount of work and take the right steps, and while also being true, you know what I mean, to who
Yeah,
you
yeah.
are.
You
And that's something that a lot of people don't even get to learn. You know what I mean?
you believe in manifestation?
Yeah, for sure.
You feel like you practice that shit every day?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, you have to. There's no other. I mean, there is for other people, but for me, there's no other way to be able to do something without visualizing it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You gotta visualize it, because if you can't visualize it, then how are you gonna take the steps to go get it? You know, if you see it in front of you, you're gonna do whatever it takes to go get it if you really want it.
Yeah.
So you gotta take that and apply the logic that comes with it, and learn off of what's going on around you.
Yeah, man. Real shit. And gonna get into my last questions. There's a that's like the typical question and shit. But what is like one principle? Like, what is your main principle? I know we got a lot. Like, we got a lot of shit that we stand on. But you, like, Juugboiixantna, what is like your main principle? Something that you will tell to your kids or like to a younger person. Like, what is something that you stand on, and what is basically like your motto?
My principle would be to just create your own lane and stay in it. Never worry about what the next man got going on, because he gonna work it out. You know, and that's really what it is. That's something that has messed up a lot of things for me, is going out of my way for others. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And I feel like depending on who you are, that could be different. But
Mm-hmm.
If you're just focusing on you and you're just building off of what you got going on around you, you're gonna learn quicker. If you're trying to focus on what's going on in other places that you can't control, then you're never gonna learn about what you got going on. You're gonna be oblivious to most of it,
Yeah.
and you're just gonna get stuck in that loop. So it's always best to just be alert and stick to yourself and take advantage of getting to know what you got going on around you while you got a fresh mind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get that because it's already difficult to like stay focused on like what you got going on and shit. Now, if you
Yeah,
start looking at what another motherfucker do, it's like you basically gonna end up falling and failing at what you do because your mind can keep up on everything, and not everybody got the same life opportunities and chances, basically.
exactly. And some people got more love for other people, so than other people got for them. You know what I mean? The love ain't always equal. So you get someone like me, goes around and like I'm caring about this guy when he don't even care about me. You know what I'm saying? And you just gotta be more alert of who's really, you know, respecting that principle. You know what I mean? Like of you just staying to yourself and handling yourself. That's the only time you look to the next man, or I would look to the next man. Because I can't personally invest myself into someone else if it's not coming right back around. Because then what am I doing? I'm depleting myself of what I need. And just if you just stick to yourself, stay in your own lane, and follow what your heart tells you to do, bro. Use your brain. Don't use don't let your consciousness affect some of your thoughts. You know what I mean? Don't let what you're seeing and what you're hearing and what you're smelling and what you're tasting, don't let all that affect your thoughts. And you just let your brain work, and you just do what your brain tells you. Follow the path that you're on, bro, and try not to go down no other path. Then 9 times out of 10, you're gonna come out on top because you're gonna have the most knowledge about your situation.
And yeah, man, you pretty much said it all. But I got my random questions for the fans that want to know, like, what do you do beside music in like your free time? Like, do you have any hobby or like something that they don't expect?
I like to I like to play video games like a bitch, bro. Like I'm really into video games, but that's just a recent thing. But like, yeah, I like doing my graphic design. And I'm a hard worker. Like I can't just be sitting around. I gotta be out making money, working hard, and that's what I be trying to do most of the time. You know what I mean? It's just if I'm like not working hard or playing some video games, I'll go out for a walk and take some pictures and just creep around in nature. You know what I mean? Go out, smoke some gas. I love smoking weed. It's one of my main things. You know what I mean? I like playing basketball too.
Will we ever see you in a celebrity basketball game?
Hell yeah, I would totally do that. I'll cross somebody up, maybe depending on who they put me up against.
Hey man, that's hard, man. And also like a quick question like that, like if you got a favorite strain, like one strain that you fuck with.
Dude, of weed,
Yeah.
I don't want to be basic, bro, but like
But it's something that you fuck with.
I'm gonna say probably my favorite strain is like gelato, bro. I know that sounds so basic, but god damn, that's my shit, man. Gelato or runs.
Yeah,
And
okay.
that sounds so basic, but god damn, bro, that's some of the best that you could get. I mean, personally for me, because I like a more like I like a relaxed high, but I don't like to be all the way up in the couch. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I like to be really relaxed, but still like up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that type of weed, it don't make me like tired or nothing. It make me really up, and that's when I make good music too. When I smoke that weed, I get high, get me in that right vibe. Of course, good music.
Yeah, I feel you. What is like your milestone? Like where do you see yourself in like 10 years with the rap or with your life? Like what is one milestone that you want to achieve?
I just want to get just want to get my music out there, bro. Like if I could get a video out there, that can fully express everything I wanted to, like that's it, bro. I don't need a large amount of numbers or anything. If I just can find a way to fully, you know, completely express what I visualize, you know what I mean? Then I'll be complete. It's not. I mean, if it happens, it happens. I don't think I could possibly do that, but I feel like if I make some of the right moves, that I could. I wanna, like, for example, soon I'm probably gonna end up getting a video of mine on Elevator. So I'm trying to get that going on. You know what I mean? I'm trying to see if I can get that type of traction before I start making plans to go that route. If I could get a large audience to come, come fuck with me like that, then that's what's up. I just feel like the type of style I have, the rapper that I am, like I only represent a small niche, you know what I mean? And I definitely think that if I put in the right moves though and work with the right people, that I could go mainstream. But it's definitely not a plan. It's just more of something that it could happen, it could not. I just definitely want to solidify my presence of where I'm at right now. Like if I could just solidify what I got right now, make sure I get the correct amount of videos out, for all the songs I ever wanted to make videos for. And if I can make sure, all of the songs I ever wanted to get out of my vault and all the styles I wanted to make, if I could do all that, then I'll be happy. I don't even gotta pop off. As long as I could just completely express like who I am through this music, then I'll be okay. And the numbers is just extra. That's like the bonus points.
You want to still have fun with this shit.
Yes, sir. That's the goal. But you got, like I told you, like going through it, like you gain knowledge, and it does just become every day, just instinct, after a while, after doing it for a while. So you can still have fun and be applying logic and everything, because it just becomes secondhand nature. If as long as you like what you're doing and it's fulfilling to you, then that's all you need.
For sure. And do you have any last word for like your supporter or the people that's watching, what they can expect, or something that you want to tell them?
Well, I could say that I'm gonna try to be more active, more open, just let everybody know what I got going on. You know what I mean? I definitely got a lot of crazy songs on the way. I'm been working on this album, so I got some shit coming out probably next month or so. I'm gonna try to get an album out this summer, and definitely just like be watching out for the videos and shit. I'm trying to take over, like trying to at least let everybody know what I got going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure, man.
As long as I could just get everything out that I want to get out, see that everybody happy, that's all I need. And I want people to like, you know, enjoy what I've been working on. I haven't been like, I used to post a lot of snippets and shit. I just haven't been doing that shit lately. And I'm gonna definitely be dropping some crazy music and shit to make up for it.
Yeah, man, we're gonna be on the lookout for that, man. Keep carrying like the plug song or anything that you got going on. We support that. But listen, man, we appreciate you pulling up, man. It was Juugboiixantna, man. Make sure y'all go and check out,
Yes, sir.
everything you got going on is in the description. Follow me, follow the page, man. All that in the description. We was on What the World Is Mine. It's your boy Dark, man, and I'm fucking out. Let's get it.
And peace, bro.